This is Srinivas sir. You're watching the district's pride and prestigious, the one and only leading online platform for the e-learners of Nizamabad, Success Coaching Center. I welcome one and all to the Success Coaching Center. In this session, I'm going to discuss the loss of carbon in photo respiration. Actually, you might have read anywhere photo respiration is a wasteful process which is present in the C3 plants. Why the photo respiration is a wasteful process? Because carbon loss takes place. How much carbon is lost in photo respiration? That let us calculate. I'm not going into the deep mechanism. Whatever given in the book, depending on that information, I have formulated this concept. Come on. Here, in general, if carbon dioxide concentration is more as compared to the oxygen, carboxylation takes place. Carboxylation of REBP, that results in the formation of two molecules of 3-phosphoglyceric acid, which involves in the C3 cycle. Finally, a glucose is synthesized. We know that. And this is a deviation from that. When it occurs, when the oxygen concentration is more than that of carbon dioxide concentration, instead of the REBP carboxylation, REBP oxidation takes place. This is the difference. Here it leads to the photorespiration. If carboxylation takes place, two molecules of 3-PGA resulted. If REBP oxidation takes place, only one molecule of the PGA resulted. Only one molecule of PGA is resulted. See? Because RBP 5C compound. Here PGA 3C and phosphoglycolate 2C. Balanced. So, if carboxylation takes place, that results in the formation of two molecules of PGA. Whereas in the case of this oxidation, only one molecule of PGA is formed and other is phosphoglycolate. Okay. This PGA, it involves in the photosynthesis to the C3 cycle. What about this phosphoglycolate? What is the fate of this phosphoglycolate? Here, this phosphoglycolate is converted to glycolate through dephosphorylation. That is the same is glycolate is converted to glyoxylate through the oxidation. Later, glyoxylate is converted to glycine through the transamination, which is an amino acid. Now this amino acid undergoes decarboxylation, resulting in the formation of serine. And serine, it is converted to hydroxypyruvate, again through the transamination reaction. Now the hydroxypyruvate is converted to glycerate through the reduction. And finally the glycerate is phosphorylated to 3-phosphoglyceric acid. Directly here itself, in the beginning itself, a molecule of PGA formed. Other phosphoglycolate also eventually converted into the PGA. When, see that PGA involves in photosynthesis. Even this PGA also involves in photosynthesis. Once PGA formed, that involves in photosynthesis. Then, why it is called wasteful process? What is wasted? Where is wasted? See, coming to that point, here I said glycine is converted to serine. But glycine is a 2-carbon compound, whereas serine is a 3-carbon compound. How it is possible? Formation of the 3-carbon compound from 2-carbon compound. Actually here, two molecules of glycine undergo decarboxylation, resulting in the formation of one molecule of serine. Two molecules of glycine consist of each glycine 2 carbons. Two molecules of glycine 4 carbons. One carbon removed in the form of carbon dioxide. And a serine is produced. So here, if you see, two glycines consist of 4 carbons, which make up 100% of the carbon. One carbon dioxide removed, means one carbon removed. One carbon constitute 25% of the 4 carbons. Remaining 3 carbons are recovered in the form of serine. So serine consists of 3 carbons. 3 carbons constitute 75% of the 4 carbons. So here one carbon is removed now in the form of carbon dioxide. That is the loss of carbon. 25% is the loss of carbon in photorespiration. The remaining 75% of the carbon is recovered in the form of serine, which will be eventually converted into the 3-phosphoglyceric acid that involves in the photosynthesis. So this is the loss. Coming to the actual loss. How can we calculate the actual loss? You see here, how many glycines are there? 2 glycines. But here, when one RUBP reacts with oxygen, that results in the formation of a molecule of PGA and a molecule of phosphoglycolate. But here what I have written, 2 molecules of glycine. 2 molecules of glycine, how can we get? When 2 RUBP react with 2 oxygens, then it is possible. So 2 molecules of RUBP react with 2 molecules of oxygen. That results in the formation of 2 molecules of 3-phosphoglyceric acid and 2 molecules of phosphoglycolate. Now, 2 molecules of phosphoglycolic acid formed. Here 2 molecules of phosphoglycolate also formed. These 2 molecules of phosphoglycolate converted to 2 molecules of glyxolate. From there, 2 molecules of glycolate. From there, 2 molecules of glyxolate. From there, 2 molecules of glycine, and 2 molecules of glycine gives 1 molecule of serine. Finally, serine will also be converted into PGA. So together, how many PGA are formed during the oxidation of 2 RUBP? 3 PGA formed. 2 PGA formed directly here itself, and these 2 phosphoglycolates are also finally converted into 1 more molecule of PGA. So together, 3 molecules of PGA formed, only 1 carbon removed in the form of carbon dioxide. Okay, if you see, 2 molecules of RUBP consist of each RUBP 5 carbon, 2 into 5, 10 carbons. Of the 10 carbons, here 2 molecules of 3 PGA formed. Each 3 PGA 3 carbon. Each 3 PGA 3 carbon. Directly 2 molecules of 3 PGA formed. 2 into 3, 6 carbons recovered here itself. And these 2 phosphoglycolates also finally converted into 1 more PGA. Total 3 PGA recovered. So 2 RUBP consist of 10 carbons, which make up 100%. 3 PGA recovered. 2 are formed directly there itself, and 1 is formed through the serine. Together 3. Each 3 PGA 3 carbons. 3 into 3, 9 carbons are recovered. How many carbons are lost? 1 carbon. Where? There. Glycine forms serine. So 1 carbon is lost. That's it. Here 2 RUBP consists of 10 carbons. 3 PGA consists of 9 carbons because 3 molecules are there. So 90% of the carbon present in the RUBP recovered. Only 10% of the carbon is lost because only 1 carbon is lost in the form of carbon dioxide. So 1 carbon constitute 10% of 10 carbons. Totally 10 carbons are there in the RUBP. So 90% recovered. How? 9 carbons are recovered now. How? Each 3 PGA consists of 3 carbons. 3 molecules of 3 PGA formed. So 3 into 3, 9 carbons. 9 carbons constitute 90% of the 10 carbons. 1 carbon is lost in the form of carbon dioxide. 1 carbon constitutes 10% of the 10 carbons. So the actual loss in the photorespiration is 10% itself. Okay, you see here, when 2 RUBP oxidized, 3 molecules of 3 PGA produced. 2 are directly produced, 1 is recovered via serine. You suppose if 8 RUBP oxidized, every 2 molecules produce 3 PGA. 8, how many PGA can be produced when 8 ReBP are oxidized. 12 molecules of PGE can be produced. Then one glucose can be synthesized. So to produce a glucose molecule through this photorespiration, 8 ReBP should be oxidized. Okay. And here 4 carbons are lost and all the remaining 36 carbons are recovered.